Cold at the touch, dead in the eyes. No signs of life no more. I put your love under the knife. Leave me to die here all alone. No signs of life no more, no. A crying dove may never fly. Black and white. Yeah. Black and white. Oh, 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 oh. Just black and white. No more. White, no more, baby. Love, no more, baby. Just black and white, just let me go. It's only right. For all I know, it's only matter. It's calico, it's black and white. White, white, white. Just let me go, it's only right. For all I know, it's only matter. It's calico, it's black and white. White, white, white. Make me feel well, oh, I can't break the spell. I just have to be true. Black and white. Yeah. Black and white. Oh, 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 oh. Just black and white. Black and white.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever you guys got going on, wherever you're at in the world. You're here with us right now, so that's all that matters. So, guys, welcome to another Meseeks Mobile Mayhem Qualifiers event. It's your boy Verdict. I was actually supposed to have DeiNomine with me tonight, but it is going to be just me thus far. So, have no fear. I promise I won't leave you guys hanging on any kind of action that we have. We do have Mafia X, it looks like, and is this Carnage Gaming? Yes, it is. It is going to be Carnage Gaming. So we have our first matchup of the night. Our initial matchup of the night was actually supposed to be Operation 34 and Threat Level Gaming. However, Threat Level Gaming was a no-call, no-show. So they will not be playing tonight. They will forfeit their games tonight and will be sent a formal warning because this is the second time they've had to forfeit due to availability. So without further ado, we're going to have the first matchup of the night start up here shortly. We're going to have three other matchups besides this one. That's going to be XRK Gaming and Community Esports, Hell Esports and Lux, and then finally, our last matchup of the night is going to be Front Row Gaming taking on Strike Zone. So, going to be a fun one. Going to be 4 series, best of 3. Less about that, more about the next series that we have up ahead. That's going to be Carnage and Mafia X. We're going to have Hardpoint Hack DR followed up by a S&D on Raid. And if we're lucky enough to see a Game 3, it's going to be a Domination on Summit. So with Carnage Gaming opting to ban S&D on Tunisia, as well as the QXR, Mafia X is going to be banning Hardpoint Firing Range and the PP-19 Bison. So we won't see any of the 2 meta guns being used, the SMG metas. Sure, we'll see a few DRHs, a few of the other guns that we're normally used to seeing. Maybe some QQ9s. Really just depends on how these teams want to play it. So, going to be starting up here shortly. Maybe I should push my iPad back. There we go. Going to get started up here shortly. You've been this dude's mod for almost a full year, Simo? Yeah, you have, bro. Melons, what's good, homie? Everyone just joining in. How's everybody's night going? It is a beautiful Wednesday so far. So we're about 25 minutes past the hour. Of course, we had a situation where one team actually DQ'd due to availability. I'm hoping we don't see a 4v5 here because that seems to be the norm now. So I hope we have a fit that the guys over at Carnage will be able to produce. There they go right there. We are going to get started up. Game number 1 is going to be Hardpoint Hackney Guard. Simo, most OG mod here. Good God. Predictions. Mafia X looked really good the other night against, I want to say that was maybe Community Esports. I'm not 100% sure. Echo, if you could let me know in chat. I'm pretty sure it was. I might be wrong, though. Community. Okay, cool. There we go. We're going to go ahead and get started up. Game number 1, Hardpoint Hackney Yard. Carnage Gaming taking on Mafia X. Definitely going to be a good one. That's right. Go ahead and spam that start button. Let's go. Go ahead and get these guys readied up. I'm ready to rock and roll. They should be as well, as we are getting into this first series. Come on, Vela. Let's go, bro. Verdict OP. Thank you, Echo. I think you missed a T, though. I'm kind of digging this background that I see for the before the game starts. At any rate. Thank you, Echo. Oh, community's not playing XRK, so that is not going to happen, Pinky. Alright, well, we actually do see everyone leave the lobby before the game even starts. Looks like we might have had a connection issue. Yeah, community does play XRK. That's right, Pinky. You definitely know that. I don't. I'm slacking tonight. Souls, I don't know if it's an official rule that it's going to be 18 plus. I'm just assuming that a majority of these larger tournaments are going to start accommodating to like the Masters rule sets and the Champs rule set. So and that's right, we do have XRK taking on Community up next, so Community forfeit? No. I was actually looking at this matchup we were looking at here, and I was thinking, I was like, we're not going to see Community taking on XRK, so there's no way that Community is going to slam XRK. But then I looked at the matchup for the day, and I'm like, oh, yeah, of course. XRK Gaming is taking on Community Esports next. Oh, yeah, make room for Day. Are you in?
I just got in the house. I'm working on it.
Oh, cool. If you want to, we can go ahead and get started up with this first matchup. They
no, I'm getting it. I just I was out in the garage. I didn't realize what time it was.
Oh, you're all good, bro. I actually almost lost a bit of track of time too. I didn't get here until about maybe 2 minutes till.
Yeah, got a bunch of equipment for my work that I was trying to maneuver around the garage and get into place. But I'm here. I'm here. So it looks like our first matchup of the night is going to be Hardpoint on Hackney Yard. So definitely a pretty exciting one. Lots of kills usually on this map, Verdict, so it's usually very action-packed. So at least we'll have something nice and exciting to watch.
Well, I hope everyone loads in this time. It appears as though we have one left for Carnage Gaming. I'm not sure what the situation. There we go. Brian does join us as we get geared up. Should be a action-packed map. I'm digging the little numbers at the bottom of the screen. Kind of gives me like an aerial perspective of some of the points. I know it's not going to give me yet. There we go. Gives me an aerial perspective of the first point as we see 4 players from Carnage moving directly to the spot. 4 players. It's a 4v4 going into the point. 1 at the top. So one going to be held back. That's going to be Hermes, and that's going to leave the guys over at Mafia X actually with the first few points on the hill, so they're actually going to have the advantages. They get a complete wipe on the boys over at Carnage. So sweaty first point. Everyone's obviously going to be setting up for the second point, which is going to be in that back tire shop. So I guess they'll make their trades, and once that timer starts to get a little lower, they'll start making those rotations over, and we'll see that battle for P2 start up. So right now it's neck and neck. No advantages at the point at the moment. The boys over at Carnage actually going to steal a few points, and it's, again, like I said, just going to be back and forth for the time being.
Yeah, so far back and forth, as you mentioned. We did have Mafia X play on, what was that, Monday? And they had a pretty phenomenal performance then, so we'll have to see if they're able to come through with that same energy here. First point on Hackney Yard is a little bit difficult to hold, especially if your team doesn't just blatantly get there first, which, you know, a lot of mobility-based classes are going to be good at doing so. Then usually it's kind of a bloodbath, and that's kind of what we were mentioning at the beginning of this stream, is that this one, there's usually a lot of kills, pretty crazy matchup in general. So still pretty even, only about 5 or so points between these two teams. And this is what, Carnage Gaming we have, right?
Right, Carnage Gaming taking on Mafia X. Mafia X definitely played Monday night. I want to say their matchup was probably the only interesting one of the night, as we saw several teams play 4v5s. It was tough to bear, but obviously we were in a middle of a holiday, so very understandable. Game number 1 here looking a lot like Carnage going to get the better of point 2 and 1 as they take off with a 20-point lead and counting. We're going to see a last-second contest from Hermes. Hermes is going to get taken out, but Foreign actually going to be there to refrag. Blasty's going to go ahead and take down another. So battle for P3, which is very, well, not very similar to P1, but it's wide open. It's in the middle of the alley there in the middle of the map. It's going to favor the backside spawn, so if you spawn on that P5 area, you might have a little bit of an advantage, but with it being out and open as it is right here underneath this little awning, you know, it definitely makes for some interesting gunfights.
Yeah, definitely pretty key to have at least 1 or 2 players running a trophy system for this point, just because while it is undercover, it is still very exposed to things like tacticals and lethals, so definitely can be a little bit dangerous if you don't have any trophies on cooldown or respawn rather. About 20 points right now currently in the favor of Carnage, but we do have Mafia X on the point.
We've taken the lead.
Yeah, I mean, overall pretty back and forth. There's not really anybody super standing out with the exception of perhaps Blasty from Carnage Gaming, who is 14-9. But even then, it's not really hugely stand out, because if we look over at the opposition on Mafia X, Shinji and Hermes are not far behind at 13 kills, so pretty balanced across the board as far as the kills go. We do have basically a tie game at this point, 82-82, and it looks like Carnage Gaming actually going to make a really big break here. We'll have to see if they can get the hold, because we do have Mafia X respawning and starting to make their way in. There's 1 kill picked up, and they are now rotating in. Mercia, actually, really good hop up there over the wall, getting a pick to help the team, but unfortunately for them, we did have the re-break by Mafia.
Yeah,
Keep
this,
wanting to say Zygnus.
Oh, I do too. I see the Zygnus. It's like foreign Zygnus, and I'm like, come on now. This bottom green area is very similar to the second point and the fifth point, as you have a lot more cover. You don't have to take advantage of the trophy system, and being out in the open is, as we saw in P1 and P3, now it is going to be the battles for spawns for P5, where we're actually going to see an advantage slightly for the guys over at Mafia X. They've actually taken a slight lead too, so we're going to see Xux spawning in, which is a good sign, but we also see 2 players, Blasty and Brian, from Carnage actually come through and cause some chaos. Interesting to see Blasty is using the ASVAL, the ASVAL, the ASVAL, as Noah would call it. I call it the ASVAL. I don't know what you guys refer to it as, but this has been one of those guns that we saw receive a minor buff over the recent update, and the mag capacity being one.
I would say it's a pretty major buff, actually.
Major buff, okay.
Between the effective damage range increase and the magazine size, it's actually pretty solid weapon, because for an AR it has pretty reasonable recoil, as well as a pretty decent firing rate, so you actually can compete a little bit in the up-close submachine gun meta that we're in. So it's actually pretty solid, because you get that quick kill potential at close range, but then also the bullet damage it carries at a distance now is just a little bit more oomph that it needed to be consistent. The magazine size, again, just kind of helps you pick up those double kills in extended team fights. So
That is interesting to know, as I have been a huge fan of the Val and Warzone, Modern Warfare. The 30
Okay,
round.
that gun was broken in Modern Warfare.
Oh, bro, it was absolutely, it was a beast. It was like I would tell kids they were trash because they were just abusing the meta. Obviously, I was pissed because I haven't had everything unlocked on the gun just yet. It was so good, bro. It's just someone gets around a corner, man. The TTK was just unbelievable. They've nerfed it since. But it's great to see its place here in COD Mobile. I feel like it is a great combination. An AR, obviously, but like you said, that short-range gunfight, it's still a viable option. It's got an integrated suppressor too. Is that right?
Correct.
So I mean, you don't even have to waste an option for that to be added on there, so that's also a plus. So interested to see how they have been using it. Blasty's obviously taking advantage of it. He's going to pick up one inside the point there. They have found themselves with a 13-point advantage, or a 13-point deficit as the break comes through for Carnage. Carnage is going to be on the brink of losing on this P2 area, but with Villa and Blasty's both at a point, they are going to actually get taken down. Mafia X trying to man this back tire building, the tire shop is what some call it. They're doing a decent job, but it's a ton of trades back and forth, so it really could go either way.
Yeah, it's still a very, very close game between these two teams. This is one of the more difficult hard points in this map to break, in my opinion. So definitely something to consider on that. Again, we don't have anybody really like standing out above the pack, but unfortunately for the side of Mafia X, we do have Innocence, who is chilling down at 9 and 23. So, little bit of a hindrance there. He does have a fair amount of objective time, but even then, not top objective for the team. Not even by about 20-second difference. So. Definitely would like to see him step it up a little bit because the rest of the team's performing pretty well. Definitely looking at Hermes as well. 31 and 18. I think that might be the most positive in the game. It is. Everybody else, though, pretty close. We have X-Thug with 22 kills. We have Villa with 21. We have Foreign with 20. We have Sharua with 17. Hermes 32. Blasty 31. So it's very, very close across the board. The combination of Shinji and Hermes are a little bit making up for Innocence having a bad game here, but they still don't have really a comfortable lead. They're only about 30 points up currently, which is less than a full hardpoint hold away.
Yeah, and the way that these hills are trending, it's it's a back and forth game, and it's been the entire game. So. Tire shop was back and forth. This third hill was back and forth. The boys over at Mafia X able to snag a few points, giving them the advantage. They only need about 35 points to take game number one of this hardpoint Hackney Yard. Carnage gonna have to fight for their lives as I do see Villa gets a break bottom green. He's gonna be spotted by Shinji and Foreign. Foreign is going to be taken down. Shinji as well, and now we're gonna see Carnage came back in this bottom green point as 4 players have opted to play hardpoint. This is exactly what you need in a game like this, as they're just going to continue to send full force. Now they have decreased their deficit to about 20 points in total, but with Hermes creeping on the flank, this might cause for some damage. No, he's going to be spotted and taken down, and the guys over at Carnage are actually going to be able to take the advantage here. Maybe no, X-Thug and Hermes actually going to tag team and push in for that last 10-second break. They are actually going to push back now, as I do see Hermes actually spawning up top. He is in the top office building in the back. They're going to have an advantage. They only need 20 points, so it's going to be a super close game. This P5 might determine who wins this first game.
Yeah, it absolutely could. And right now we do have Carnage Gaming on the point and seemingly have a pretty good defense set up. And they are within a single hardpoint hold of picking up a win. There's plenty of time on the board if they're able to hold this down. So that's why I was saying earlier, Mafia X, while they were a little bit ahead, they didn't have anywhere near a comfortable lead. And what was looking decent for Mafia X has quickly turned around. We're now 15 seconds away from a Carnage victory. They are holding it down in a big way, or rather they were. You get a bit of a break here from Mafia, which might be enough to turn it around. There is just barely enough time left on the hard point for them to pick up the win. They've got a couple seconds to spare, but Carnage need to get in and get on the point. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it, unfortunately, for Carnage. What was almost a brilliant comeback is going to end on an exact timeout on the hard point. And they were almost able to contest long enough to push to next, but just couldn't quite get it all the way together. And that is going to push us into a game 2 with Mafia X being up after that 25 to 250 to 236 victory.
Yeah, that was super close. A great break. They had the hold on the hill initially, so to give it up and then come back through and take it back, it was a definitely a bit of perseverance for them, as we did see Mafia X take game number 1. It was so close coming through that I was actually getting that aerial perspective to see if the guys over at Carnage were going to be able to break with enough time, and I thought they had it with Brian pushing in, but he got taken out, and then Blasties came through to contest. All they needed to do was stay alive. They could have, maybe not taken on as many gunfights, but obviously with 2-3 players on the hill for Mafia X, it just it wasn't in the cards for them. Game number 1 going to go in favor of Mafia X. 38-36, a minute 6 seconds on the hill for Shinji Hermes. 39-24, one shy from a 40 piece. And even though Innocence almost goes double negative, a minute 40 on the hill, that's still pretty admirable. I'll give it to him. We'll give him a slide for this first game. Shuro, on the other hand, only goes -8. But he does manage to get 2 minutes and 22 on the hill, dude. They almost racked up enough time. Unfortunately, just coming up shy of game number 1. We're going to get started up with the second matchup, which is going to be Search and Destroy on Raid. So we will just see if this series takes us to a third in the domination, or if the guys over Mafia could take Raid, Search and Destroy. That will do it for them. So we're going to wait for their screenshots to come through. Still a pretty good game. I was not expecting it to be that close towards the end, but at one point I thought Carnage was going to take it, and then all of a sudden the last second break, with ample time to the clutch the W, Mafia X managed to pull it out. So super sweaty first game.
Yeah, really solid performance out of these two teams. I'm glad we opened up with a pretty solid matchup so far. I mean, it's not all the time that we see a match go down to a sub 20 point difference hard point, especially not after Monday. So Monday we obviously saw a lot of blowouts in hard point. Some of that due to, again, maybe not having primary rosters playing, and at other times not having full rosters playing. So definitely something to consider as we go on, that this is ideally the starting lineup for both of these teams, giving us the best possible competition between them. If I remember correctly, Mafia were able to bump themselves up into 3rd place last week, I believe.
Correct.
Yeah, so pretty solid performance out of them. Come through with a opening win here. They do need to still close out a Search and Destroy win if they want their plus 20. But still very, very much possible for Carnage to make the comeback as well.
We'll see if they can do it here. It's going to be a Search and Destroy Raid to be the deciding factor. And I do see Carnage actually on the attack, so they have the opportunity to set the tone here. Now, your opinion, obviously the defending side's going to be super close to both bomb sites, going to give them the advantage. Do you feel like the attack can still just determine the pace of the game in the Search and Destroy, or is it all just, based off of luck? If they can get there quick enough, or they could play better, or I don't know, better positioning maybe?
Destroy the objective. The enemy has the bomb.
I mean, it's definitely still anybody's game. I don't think they had a bad positioning in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I think the unique hardpoint spawns is what I'm going to call it, may have actually cost them that last game. They had a really solid break against Mafia X, but then Mafia X was able to get very favorable respawns on that final hardpoint, despite having been essentially team wiped there. Carnage weren't so lucky. When they got wiped, they spawned halfway across the map, and unfortunately couldn't make the break in time, couldn't make the stall in time. So a little bit rough, but I don't think they necessarily played bad against their competition.
Absolutely. First round does go in favor of Mafia X, as we do see Villa and Shinji both traded early here. Innocence is going to be taken down early too. Shura going to be on the site as Hermes picks up an evening frag, taking out Brian with a headshot. It's going to be a 3v3, 42 seconds on the clock. The trophy system finally gets destroyed as Shura goes ahead with that bomb plant. They are going to be down 1-0 in the search and destroy. They need to find a way to get a few of these attacking rounds under their belt to have that confidence going into the defense. Hermes and X-Thug both going to be split up here as the first initial push from X-Thug is going to result in a shot. So they kind of aware of his location, but they have no idea that he's actually pushed up with Hermes right there onto the site. That is going to push for a one-man push, two-man push, going to leave Murcia alive. He's going to be in perfect positioning. He's going to take down one as the bomb was perfectly placed. Oh, he's going to get the kill for the final. That's going to do it. Oh, what a round. Carnage Gaming takes the second on the backs of Murcia, hitting some great shots there. Great positioning in that pool stairs area. So I was not expecting that. I saw him hit that first shot. I was like, oh, well, he's actually got this.
Yeah, I mean, solid round, and you know, again, off of that hard point that we had just now, that was back and forth the whole time. You definitely expect a good level of competition coming between these two teams in search as well. We did have a 2-for-1 trade there at the open, but it looks like Murcia actually going to get a double kill to make it a triple to line things up. Innocence is going to get the refrag onto Villa, which is going to leave just Murcia up against Innocence and X-Thug. We did have Murcia have a pretty solid performance in the last game, and unfortunately for Innocence, did not do so hot in the hard point. But right now he's up 2-1 for Search and Destroy, so he's at least looking pretty positive right now as far as, you know, being 2 rounds into the Search and Destroy goes. One of the kind of harmful things for Murcia here is that Innocence and X-Thug are playing very, very close together, which doesn't offer him a lot of opportunity to regenerate any health should he get into a gunfight with one of the members. It's like they're pretty content with just camping it out mid, playing sound. And now Murcia with the plant is going to be looking to get a couple kills or at least play time here. Man, if he would have been just a second later, he would have seen the player rotating behind him. He does hear him, though. Gets the turn. Innocence is on the bomb. I think he gets the defuse.
That's tough. Doesn't plant for... I mean, there's really, on the B site, there's really not an area where you can plant and cover that top laundry area. I'll give it to Murcia, though. Had he taken out Innocence there, I would have been an ace, and he would have secured that round by himself. Unfortunately, does plant B, doesn't have a great angle on the bomb plant, so still a very great round for him, just not enough to take that round. Oh my god, dude, his shots are just on point right now. He's peeking angles perfectly. Hermes is going to peek his head out. He's finally going to miss one, as he's going to get pushed from the Zig area. That is going to be, I want to say that maybe was Innocent in the courtyard area. Yes, it was. Innocent's going to fall back, though. Smooth move, because if Murcia spots you, I guarantee you won't have your head. Innocent's going to take some shots through the pillars area, going to rotate back to courtyard, and the bomb yet again planted at B. They've got 5 players alive this round, so definitely a better approach to this B site. As 35 seconds on the clock reduced. No kind of movement from Mafia X thus far. They're going to have to take out 5 and get a defuse. I don't see how a ninja defuse would come in handy here, as we've got several players on the point. Still nobody down. 20 seconds on the clock. We're actually going to lose Murcia and Shura. Oh, wow.
Innocent with a big triple. That was a giant turnaround for how he performed in the hard point. Now top fragging for the team, I believe. I think he's 5-1. So 5 KD here in Search and Destroy. 0.229 or something like that in hard point. So massive gameplay turnaround for him. He's actually 6-1. I didn't realize he picked up the quad at the end, but he was able to. Oh no, he had two. He had two before this round. So yeah, it was just the triple. I just can't count apparently. Mercia,
no.
however, bit standing out at 8-2 currently for the side of Carnage Gaming. As we mentioned, his snipes have been pretty just on a point here today. Finds another one as well. I don't know why he had challenged the sniper on a head glitch from there, but we did have Shura make that attempt. Shura currently 0-5, so not the most ideal choice there. We do have Foreign with a good rotation. Is going to pick up the kill onto Mercia. And if you're looking at the stats across the board, you got to be feeling pretty good if you're Mafia X right now.
Dude, and if I'm Blasties, I'm not going to be caught out of position yet again. He lost that last round on the fact that he did not have good positioning. Innocent's going to get spotted there. Made a play for the bomb and attempted to come back and take out Blasties. Just wasn't in the picture for him. They're going to drop 2 on the defense. 2 points for the guys over at Carnage. In the attacking side, we'll see their defense here as we swap. Blasties definitely played that much better than they did in the 4th round because bomb planted at B. You never want to be caught in the pillars area and the only man alive. And they pretty much abused that the fact of him. So it's going to be a 3v3 now as we do see Mercia get some revenge frags. He's going to get some jump shots on this little rock side of Laundry. And now we're going to see the bomb being picked up. Hermes going to go ahead and get it down. Mercia going to try and take some shots on this blue van that's right outside of the ring. He's not going to spot anybody because nobody's making that rotation. Exile going to go ahead and take down Brian. So it's a 3-2 man advantage. Even with a 1-man advantage, it's never, one that you can rejoice for on a B plant. So B is just, it's an animal to cover with 3 players. It's almost impossible. Villa actually going to go ahead and spot him, take him off the head glitch there. Get the defuse. That's going to be the tying round, 3-all, as Villa and Carnage looking pretty decent on the defense right now. 1v1 scenario, they took advantage of it.
Yeah, they absolutely did, and what was looking really good for Mafia X, even in that round that I had specifically stated, this looks really good for them after, I believe it was Foreign picked up the kill onto Mercia. They were up 3-2. They were up 3-1 as far as rounds go. And Carnage was still able to make the comeback and push this now to an even game, 2 rounds in a row to make it 3-3. Foreign with an incredibly aggressive rotation straight through mid is going to get Mercia again, who was comfortably sitting up at 11-5. So that's definitely a big turnaround. It is a current 2 versus 1. Carnage Gaming once again perhaps finding another round going in their favor. They're up against Hermes on the side of Mafia X, who's currently sitting at 5-5. So very, very minorly better record so far this series than his opposition at 2-6 and 5-6. But it is still 2 players versus 1. And that can make the world of a difference, especially as Hermes has to make a rotation over and pick up bomb, and it looks like his location is at minimum revealed, and he is not going to be able to get down the stairs to get to that bomb. So that is going to be another round going over to Carnage Gaming, 3 in a row for them.
Yeah, they're getting their footing surely here in this second game of Search and Destroy. It was a very well played attempt from the guys over Carnage last round as they knew the bomb was down right there. They camped it out as they should. So that aggressive push from Foreign resulted in 2 players going down early, but it really didn't make a difference. So we're going to see the A push come through on the side of pulls. Foreign actually going to be spotted and taken out as he was trying to get to the entrance. He is going to be spotted outside of rocks. Hermes going to go ahead and take down Blasties. Brian going to get a refrag. Brian on the head glitch, going to go ahead and take down Innocence as well. This is going to leave a 3v1 scenario as Hermes is going to be the last alive. He's 6-6, make that 6-7. Villa going to go ahead and spot him. Play it aggressively, and the tides have turned. We are in a match point situation for Carnage Gaming, who have played this Search and Destroy almost flawlessly on the defense. We had 3 rounds went in favor of Mafia X earlier on the defense, but, that's all the rounds they've gotten thus far. So we'll have to see if they, try and change up their attack strategy or, just pull every hat out of the bag and and go for this full-on push. They are going to push the A side aggressively. They're going to be able to take down one in Villa. So Brian going to be spotted mid. This is actually looking a lot better for Mafia X here.
Yeah, Mafia X may be able to turn this one around. They are up 4-3, but they cannot afford to make a mistake here, as this is match point for the side of Carnage Gaming, who are able to find 4 in a row. So Carnage have to be feeling pretty solid right now. We do have the bomb planted in this 3v3, so still very possible for Mafia X to push us a little bit further into the series. We need to find 3 kills in a defuse in 20 seconds. Looking less and less doable as we go. As I say that, though, just 1, 2, 3, they get the kills. And with a big, what, 5-round turnaround for the side of Carnage Gaming, they're able to push us to a Game 3. I think this is our first domination since I've been casting. I mean, I guess that's just 2 days, but...
It is going to be our first domination. And I got to say, kudos to Carnage Gaming. They coordinated that A push so very well. We had 2 players coming from the pool side, Mercia and I believe it was Villa, and then they had one pinching from the stair side. It looked like Mafia X just got completely exposed on that retake. That was a phenomenal one, as Mercia got that opening frag, led to 2 more going down even quicker than that first one. So we are going to see a Game 3 here as we take a look. Mercia, hands down MVP of this Search and Destroy, 13-6. I don't believe he got any defusal points or planting points. He doesn't. But he was hitting some very, very great shots early on, and even towards the finale, or towards the final round there. Villa 9-7 as well, 8-7 for Brian. And it doesn't look like anybody except for, Innocence does manage to go positive, and Xug manages to go positive. So 3 rounds from the defense just was not enough to secure anything for Mafia X here. As we're going to get geared up for game number 3 on none other than Domination Summit. Everyone knows this is my favorite map.
Yeah, definitely a good one. Very different, what's the way to put it? Very different team strategies come through on this map.
Strategies.
I have people that favor C side. I have people that favor A side for varying differences. I personally do like C side for this map. You kind of already up top in the building. You don't have to make that turn up the staircase, as well as you have that overlook over mid, right in through your spawn 9 times out of 10, just depending on which one of the spawns you get. So overall, it's a very good defensive position if you're able to get that cap onto B. I will say that on a first push, I believe the A side is easier to get because you can get to B at pretty much the same side, and you kind of have that head glitch of the computer system in the middle there that you can use as a little bit of a bunker. But overall, I think C side is just the stronger side here, which looks like is going to be the side Carnage Gaming are spawning into.
Yep. As much as we love either side, I would just say don't be comfortable with one or the other, because it is going to get traded so much in this game, you're not going to know what to do. This map is so small and the spawns are so easily flipped and triggered that it almost begs for no one having a home flag. The winner of this match is going to be the one who is able to maintain B the longest, because at any given point the spawns will flip. You can have A, you can have C, you can have whatever one you want. So that first B push could determine who's going to have B for the longest, but ultimately it's not going to determine for how long. You know, it's going to be something that I see Mafia X actually pushing 4-men-4. But again, with this map being so small, it's just so easily traded. You know, if you have a great defense, I say that Mafia X is going to lose one, but they're going to pick up 2 big frags. So they are going to have the advantage, and they're going to keep it, as we do see Mercia get spotted going towards the A site. That is going to lead to an A-B hold for the guys over at Mafia. They're going to have the advantage thus far. Top control is going to be covered by 2, but Shura, sure enough, going to be there to take out 2 as well. So Villa and Shura are going to tag team up. They're going to be pushing for this B site collectively, as I do see A spawn sites get flipped already.
Enemy has
Yeah, seems to be the case. We actually have a and C hold currently by the side of Carnage. It's probably not going to last very long, as we do have a quick retake of C. And this is a great position to be in for the side of Mafia X. Again, they have B. They have quick access to the upper stages around B as well, which is going to give them just a pretty solid vantage point. But we do have a very aggressive Carnage push coming up the stairs there. They're going to pick up one. And I can't quite tell yet if they're trying to get into B, if they're going for the spawn flip. It looks like they favor C as well, as they are going for the, hopefully in their favor, spawn flip. They now have a C cap once again, and now have their eyes on the B flag. You have Shura picking up a kill onto X-Thug there. Blasty picking up a kill onto Foreign, and actually a double onto Innocence. This is a great opportunity where Carnage can start to push in. We only have Hermes left on point. They're going to get the kill there. Ooh, Foreign, though, able to make it in time, picks up a double.
Yeah, those are big frags, because it's about 60% cap for Carnage game, and Innocent's going to be there to recover some of that cap. Only going to take it down to about 50%, but we do see Carnage actually push up aggressively yet again. Shura going to be there to get some frags. Marcia going to be there to get some caps. Two big piece for Shura, but for how long, guys? I see this round is about done. Only about 18 points needed for the guys over at Mafia X. With a C and B hold, we might see,
100 points.
Oh, that's right. Good God, man. I was thinking, hold on. We are not in Master Rules. Verdict was absolutely wrong. This is going to be an absolutely longer third game. So, sure enough, we're going to see still going to be about maybe a 10 or 15 point difference as long as Carnage is able to hold this B cap. They're going to have some pretty good positioning. They're going to have some pretty good map control. So it doesn't look like it's going to get traded anytime soon.
Yeah, well, if Carnage are able to hold it, they'll probably have a 10-point advantage going into the second half, maybe a 15-point advantage going into the second half, because they are rapidly approaching Mafia X's score. However, a big triple kill comes through for Hermes. We'll have to see if they start making that rotation. And I'm a little surprised we haven't seen any sort of C push by the side of Mafia X here. We actually have Mercia popping off once again, finds a triple kill there. I believe he has the AS Val out as well once again. And actually a brief triple cap for the side of Mafia X, but we do have the C take now, or by Carnage, but we have the C take now for Mafia X. And they do have some progress on B, but the lead has developed for the side of Carnage. Definitely looking to see them just... I don't think they go for the C cap here. Actually, with A getting capped, the C cap is probably the best play. I would say if they can just hold spawn without flipping it, they can just prevent the B cap. But we do have a lot of progress now on B, and a ginormous triple coming through. That's pretty big. They don't stop the cap in time, however, but they may get a quick retake. Orin is going to put a stop to that. Gets a triple kill, finding the kill on the Villa, who is on B. And this is a close game. It might be about tied going into the second half.
I think you're going to be right, man. I think it's going to be maybe an advantage in favor of Mafia X, but it's going to be short-lived one because it's going to be like 1 point, so it's not really an advantage at all.
It's even going to be 1 point.
Oh, never mind. I do see the double cap come through as I was spectating like the B site directly, and obviously there was a flip that now 2 point advantage. Well, you know, it's really, you know, I guess it's going to come down to the last second here of this next half. So first half goes down, and it is too close to call an advantage for either side. So it really anybody's game. If Carnage plays it as well as they did towards the second part of the first half, they're definitely going to secure the bag here. Now, with that being said, Mafia X did hold that whole B site for about 2 minutes without it even getting contested. But after that, it was all Mafia X, or all Carnage game. And so, oh my, 2, 3, 4 players on the site of A. We're going to see A and C flipped. B going to be pushed by 2. This could be X-Thug and Hermes. X-Thug and Hermes both going to be weak, but they're going to tag team together, and 2 guns are better than 1. They're going to be able to maintain the gunfight, but are actually going to be taken out. as I do see Brian take down X-Thug, and the Predator missile from one of the Carnage boys is going to result in the C and B hold for them. So Carnage looking a lot better, and you know what? Other than the search and destroy, everything about this matchup has been so neck and neck. I just can't call it. You know, the hard point was 14-point difference. At one
Well,
point,
we almost had the B cap. Right now it's a triple cap for Carnage. B cap finally comes in for Mafia X, but they need to probably try to get C here. We saw, obviously, C was a huge turnaround for the side of Carnage Gaming there, and they currently actually hold a C and an A, so they are still looking pretty decent with even the B flag capped over to the side of Mafia. They are just ticking away a lead, and we're nowhere near triple cap territory yet, but closer we get, the more uncomfortable it's going to be for Mafia. They do get the C cap, so this is a big opportunity for them to turn this half around and maybe come out with the lead this time. We did go into the half with a 2-point lead in favor of Carnage. The B cap is almost coming through, not quite able to get the kill on the Mercia though, and the B flag will remain on the side of Mafia X.
for the time being, yes, but Carnage able to secure it on the backs of two players who actually cleared the site and get the cap. We are going to see C and B. This is what I don't like about this map. It's like you push so hard for an objective, you deny it, and all it takes is for one person who happens to spawn 15 meters away, come through and actually, confirm it. It's such a difficult struggle, bro. It's too small of a map for domination. Then again, I'll complain about maps being too big, like Crossfire, and obviously Crossfire is not a competitive map, but it's just too small for competitive play, not big enough for domination, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. Summit is just so toxic. Back and forth trades. It makes for casting to be much more difficult than it should be.
Much difficult, wow, you heard it here first from Verdict. We do have the B flag still in favor of the side of Mafia X, but a big cap is coming through. Let's see here, we've got 40 points and we've got 26 points to go, so actually we might be triple cap territory just because of the clock remaining. We've only got a minute and a half left, so this is starting to look like a Carnage win here.
It's definitely looking like a Carnage win, as I do see the C flip going to come through for Mafia X. They're going to be able to get that flag successfully and put a little pressure on the guys over at Carnage, but it ultimately is not going to lead to a B cap, as I do see Carnage able to get the flip. They're going to live that for a short moment, and the C site is going to be protected by Blasty. They are going to go ahead and confirm the C, even if they don't get it here. One cap, one flag will secure it for them. A triple cap will need to come through for Mafia X, and it just is not looking like their day so far.
Yeah, so far, not their day. The triple cap almost coming through for Carnage, who are going to take the 2-1 victory over Mafia X here today.
Play Carnage. GG's to these guys. They lose the first game and reverse sweep the 2-1 over Mafia X. So, I mean, let's be fair, that first game could have gone either way. So a neck-and-neck matchup for this third game, obviously looking a lot like that first one. So game number 3 results, 15 points for the guys over at Carnage, 5 for the guys over at Mafia X. That was interesting. I think the Search and Destroy really set the tone for Carnage coming into this third game, because 6-3, 5 straight rounds. It almost looked like they never stopped playing that with that same kind of intensity.
Yeah, they had a big turnaround in the Search and Destroy. They were down 3-1. As you just mentioned, they were able to pick up 5 rounds in a row. And then they came through with not a decisive domination victory. Specifically, the first half was looking pretty rough for them in the beginning. They were able to get the C flip and hold B for the remainder. That gave them a 2-point lead going into the second half. And then they were able to pull together a 200-177 win. So they'll pick themselves up 15 points. Mafia X, with being able to win the hard point, they at least picked themselves up 5. So they at least gained something out of the loss. So not the worst case scenario for Mafia X. But yeah, I mean, overall, just Carnage played better the second half of the series.
Absolutely. It's getting geared up for our third series, technically our second of the night. We'll actually be able to see XRK taking on Community Esports. This is going to be a highly anticipated matchup. Obviously, XRK having the two huge LATAM content creators, Zia and Parka, in the mix. Definitely going to make it interesting, as we will see Community and XRK next up. Community definitely able to hold their own, though. I've seen in the standings, they were 4th, maybe. I think they're 4th, maybe 5th now. We'll get the confirmed updated points on Monday. Maybe Sunday we'll have that posted on Twitter. But as it's looking right now, definitely a close matchup for that 3rd, 4th, 5th spot. So definitely going to have a high implication on where the standings end up for Monday after this next matchup. So Community Esports taking on XRK up next.
Yeah, definitely gonna be a good series to watch. I'm a little disappointed we didn't get to see the first matchup of the night, which was the Op 34 match.
So good, bro. It's undeniably.
You've obviously, yeah, you've hyped me up so much to them, and I haven't got to see them yet. So it's not.
Well, to be fair, they would have been playing against a team that has not won a single map yet to date. So.
Still could have watched their rotations and their team synergy and such.
Yeah, it would have been looking like if you had a little brother growing up, a fight between you and your little brother who you probably had 10 years on. It's tough, dude. These guys are so overpowered. They're so strong at the moment. I haven't seen them really get contested except for the likes of that Mobile Mayhem Tribe team. That Mobile Mayhem Tribe roster that we've seen dominate Mobile Mayhem all season long. They obviously 3-0'd them in a best of 5, but the games were close, man. It was a close domination for the deciding 3rd game, and I still got to favor Operation 34 in this tournament. I didn't think they stood a chance against Tribe, but to see them compete against players who are that strong and not get completely blown out definitely lets me know that they are ready for some Mobile Mayhem next season.
Yeah, I mean, right now they're in a pretty good position to, I believe it's the top 4 of qualifiers will then face off against the bottom 4 from Mobile Mayhem, so they haven't necessarily secured their spot. They still will have to pull together the victory to actually get into Mobile Mayhem. But, I mean, obviously they're off to a great start here so far. I might have to pop into some of the previous broadcasts from before I casted with the verdict and get a little bit of a feel for what they have going, because, again, even if you look at a one-sided match, you can still, get an idea of the team strategy, of the team rotation. So I definitely want to have a little bit of an insight before I do get to cast one of their games. So maybe it's a blessing for me that I didn't have to cast them tonight, but still I think it would have been fun to watch and get that experience. So we'll see as we get further on into the night. However, I'm going to run and grab a drink real quick, so I will be right back.
With that being stated, I'm going to grab a cup of some water too. I've got some juju here that I've been feasting on, but need some water. So we are going to take a short intermission. We'll be right back, guys. 2 to 3 minute stops. right, we are back for our second series of the night. Technically our third. It's going to be XRK and Community Esports. This is going to be a decent best of 3, as we do see 4 players from each team in the lobby. We're going to get started up with this best of 3 here shortly. Waiting for the 5th of XRK and Community here, as I do see Pinky, who was just in chat. Pinky, how you doing, my guy? Pinky's in the lobby. Coach Antox, Azery, and Zia for XRK. We've got Slightly, Hysteria, Adrian, me, and Shaggy for this Community Esports roster. I'm assuming Parka might be coming, but every time I assume, bro, it just always backfires on me, so I'm just not going to assume anything nowadays. Game number 1, we'll see a best of 3 here. Game number 1 is going to be a hardpoint raid, followed up by a search and destroy on Meltdown. Fortunate enough to see a game number 3. It's going to be a domination on Hackney Yard. So, map bans and weapon bans. Hackney Yard, hardpoint for XRK, as well as the QQ9 gun ban. Community Esports is going to ban the S&D Tunisia and QXR. So we won't see QQ9 or the QXR, but I'm starting to think we're going to see a 5v5 PP19 Bison showdown.
We very well might. We'll have to see as we get ahead of us. Pengy and Zia players I definitely recognize. Hysteria and Shaggy on the opposition, so definitely expect a pretty good matchup coming here. It looks like XRK might be playing with their coach, which definitely you imagine would be a little bit of a hindrance, but we'll have to see what kind of skill he brings to the table. Again, he has, I mean, realistically has some stars on his roster, right? Like Zia and Pengy, solid players, so I don't know too much of Azery, although I do recognize the name. And Eliza, again, I don't know too much, but I recognize the name.
That's Parka.
So, oh, is that Parka?
That is Parka.
Okay. Well, then I recognize Parka, and Parka's pretty solid.
There we go. These guys formed this team recently. I want to say it was in the past month or 2. So, to say it's a new team is... Whoa, what we got going on here? We got a 4v5 scenario community. Oh my god, dude, what is up with these guys missing screenshots? They missed so many screenshots on Monday. They are forced to 4v5 here, as we're going to get geared up for game number 1. Never something you want to see in a hardpoint matchup. Obviously, it's, you know, a remedy of something that these guys have caused for themselves. All you have to do is simple. Take the screenshot, upload it to Discord. I don't know how much easier it could be, right? I'm trying to find the words. Like, I'm so baffled by how screenshots can be so difficult to get.
Yeah, definitely doesn't seem like it should be real difficult, but I mean, I guess it is.
I'm not taking it easy on these guys, bro. They've been doing this for some weeks now. There shouldn't be any excuse to why you missed a screenshot.
I mean, I don't disagree. I was just trying to be nice about it.
Oh, there's no way I could be nice about that. It's a screenshot, for Christ's sake. It's not like we're asking you to record the gameplay.
Not wrong. You're not wrong.
Parka coming through with the 300 Raiders. They're going to be coming through and supporting you here in this 5v4 scenario. We appreciate it, my guy. Raid Parka, that's right. All right, XRK, game number 1. They're going to have an advantage in this 5v4 scenario. Pingy, Azery, Zia, and Parka. It looks like Coach Antox, yep, there we go. He's going to be the last and final. We're going to get geared up for game number 1. Hardpoint on raid.
We'll get you guys into the game as soon as we can here. And it looks like we've got... Oh, that's right. It is a 4v5. Yeah, I thought we were waiting on one person, but nope, that is not the case. So you got to imagine XRK off to a good start already. Definitely would have expected Zia to be sniping, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Oh, wait, hardpoint. Forgot the rules. I forgot the rules, chat. No snipers and respawns.
Well, hey, you know what? In your defense, I forgot that domination was 200 points. So all is forgiven, all is well. We're all balanced now. You know,
look, I've dealt with so many rules the past week, right? obviously we closed out Mobile Mayhem, and then we jumped over to, you know, a couple different tournaments doing the Masters ruling, and now we're back to Mobile Mayhem ruling. I'm a little bit thrown off, but I'm here for it.
We go game number 1. Midway through this first point, 20 seconds left to go. We are going to see the advantage, of course, in favor of the guys over at XRK. They're just going to continue to take this first point as they should, because there's no reason why they should lose this hard point. This is a 4v5 scenario. Hard point is very oriented towards the amount of bodies you can get in the point and protect it. In a 5v4 scenario, I couldn't imagine that they allow this team to have anything over 50 points, and I'm being gracious with that. We did see a 4v5 Monday that resulted in a much closer matchup than it should have been, but I don't know. Some of these teams decide to try to even the playing field, and that's the result of that. So I think it was a pistol-only challenge that they had. They had like 4 or 5 players rocking pistols, which is always pretty interesting to watch.
Yeah, I remember that matchup as well. Again, I want to go with it was the honor call, but it felt pretty disrespectful at the same time, so who knows. We do have Zia. Wow, actually XRK across the board picking up a bunch of kills there. So far, Coach Antox actually doing decent. I mean, lowest kills on the team, but he's 3-2. He's not negative. We do have Zia 8-3, Parka 6-2, Pengi 8-5. So overall, looking pretty good for XRK. And as you can imagine, for hardpoint, having those extra bodies on point is just infinitely more useful than being down a player. So looking like I'm gonna call it. At this point, this is gonna be just absolute domination by XRK.
We've taken the lead.
Imagine domination on hardpoint. Couldn't be this matchup, right? Wrong. That is absolutely what we're saying here. We're going to see 40 seconds left on the point. We're going to see 2 players on the break of the Lambo side. 1 player going to get spotted. AC is where 2 players are going to come through as well. Slightly taken out. Adrian going to be the last one. They managed to get 1 point on the backs of slightly staying alive for that 1 second. But as you could expect, this has been just a brutal game for Community Esports. But, at the same time, this is the result of, not getting screenshots. So valuable lesson learned. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if this matchup is, the reason why they continue or they actually make a change and get those screenshots. We're going to see P3 close down. That's going to be that garage. Now we're going to be opening up shop here in the court side of the map. Some people call this tennis courts. I don't see a tennis net, so I'm going to call it courts, basketball courts. I see like a free throw line maybe. So basketball court makes sense, but in games past, it doesn't really clarify which, I see a basketball court. I see a basketball net. I see a backboard. That's a basketball court. Why would people call this tennis court?
I don't know. The map labels it as basketball court too, so people are weird. That's my best explanation for you.
I can agree with that.
It's only a half court. I mean, and outdoor basketball courts normally have that kind of like rubbery turf kind of feel to it. So like, you could realistically put a net up and multi-purpose it, but it is a basketball court. So right now, a 186 to 7-point lead for the side of XRK. We have Pengi really showing out right now, 19-7. Azri 14-8. Zia 16-7. Parka 14-6. Coach Antox not been able to find a kill for a hot minute here, but he is sitting at 4-10 currently. But he's got 161 seconds on the hard point, so I don't know if you can really complain too much. That's 140 points worth of their 199. So pretty solid overall as far as the objective time goes for him. That is often what we see the coaches do when coaches end up playing. The closest to positive on this opposition is currently Adrian Me, 14-19, and the top objective is Shaggy at 24 seconds.
I always thought like coaches did that because they wanted to be like the perfect example of what they preach on a consistent basis. I would assume like hard point, bro. You got to get on the objective. You got to get those points in. Dude is definitely, preaching that on a regular basis, right? It's got to be a direct correlation to that. I'm going to practice what I preach. I'm going to bite the bullet for the team. I'm going to put 140 plus seconds on the objective. And he has came in and been a very valuable option for this XRK roster here, as we do see only 8 points needed. Ringside is where this map is probably going to end. We do see double digits for the guys over at Community Esports, but they're not even in a position to get past that marker. I don't expect them to get very many more out of that. The court side is where they had a massive break, but on the backs of a cluster strike that came raining down just like right now, that's going to conclude the game. So cluster strike on P4 eventually led to the retake for XRK. A retake already came through, but we did see that cluster also come through on P number 1. So almost flawless game in a 5v4 situation. XRK takes the bag easily in this best of 3. First game, best of 3.
Yeah, and definitely looking rough for what this is. Community Esports, correct? You said yeah?
Oh, yep, that's Community Esports.
Yeah, not great to, first of all, have players that don't make the screenshots, and you have to play a player down, to then also have a player leave the lobby, which is against the rules. So, unfortunately, that is just going to be another player for their next day that is going to suffer from some penalties, and of course, I don't believe he'll be able to return here today either. So I don't know if we're going to be able to field a roster now for the side of Community.
That's tough, man. That is super tough. Gonna go ahead and highlight Antox's performance here. 2 minutes and 53 seconds on the hill. So if Coach Antox is hollering at you to get on the objective, he is a man who practices what he preaches. So commending Antox here, as we do see game number 1 go in their favor. We might not be able to see a game 2 if what you're saying is correct, because there's no way they're going to be able to see or have a 3v5 start, right? Maybe we will get an additional player.
I think the screenshots bar players from one map.
Okay, cool. So we will see.
If I remember the rules correctly. So they should be able to have players return, but they will be down slightly, who is the one who left the game prematurely. So I believe he'll receive a full day suspension.
Yeah, that sounds about right. We will see
Yeah.
Chancla de Honey and Daddy Board coming through for this next matchup. So we won't see slightly on Monday if they have a matchup Monday. If they don't have a matchup Monday, we won't see them then if their next matchup's on Wednesday. We won't see them on their next matchup. So without further ado, we do have Search and Destroy on Meltdown. Could be the determining factor here. This is an interesting map. We have Hysteria leaving as well. I don't think they have an additional player to join in. What's going on? They miss screenshots too. This is just tough, dude. Community, you got to get your act together. It's not like you guys have negative points or anything. You're actually in a top 4 position pending screenshots. That's all you got to do, bro. You got to get your screenshots in. You've obviously shown that you can play at this level, but yeah. I did see one of my very, very few friends from Warzone come through in chat. The Crazy Eyes, how's it going, my guy? In the midst of all the chaos that is my chat right now, I appreciate you for stopping by and showing me some support, my guy.
Do you have Cold War Verdict?
I do, but it's on my Xbox. I need to download it on my PC.
Mine is also on my Xbox.
That's...
Yeah.
Man, it's like I played Warzone and Modern Warfare and Cold War on my Xbox, and then when I finally got my PC, I started playing Warzone on my PC, and I just can't go back. It's like it's night and day, bro. It's like I will never go back, like real life situations. I'll never go back to living with my parents again, or hitching rides from other people, because once I got my own place and my own car, I can't go back, dude. It's like you have these luxuries. And you can never revert back. It's just impossible. But we should definitely run some Cold War, because I heard you talking about your previous experience in Call of Duty, and Anytime that you're playing, I'm definitely down to run a few.
Fortunately, there is some cross-platform, so
we
that's
go.
pretty nice to have. I've also been playing a lot of the Outbreak Zombies mode is a lot of fun. It's like a combination of Warzone Zombies if you haven't played it yet.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you spawn in on a big open map and you're going around collecting loot boxes and stuff like that for weapon loadouts and killing some zombies, you know?
Dude, that's what's up. I have to check that out. I've seen Outbreak as a mode. I just haven't been able to play it as I don't have it downloaded on the PC yet. But is it better than what was that mode that they had that was like a miniature Warzone for Cold War? It was so bad. It had like the gas bombs and whatnot. I can't remember that game mode.
Couldn't tell you.
It was so terrible, bro. It's like you drop from a plane or drop from the sky, and you would land in a zone. You'd pick up uranium or something. At any rate, we're going to see game number 2. I have to look that up here in a minute and see if I can remember it. But game number 2, Search and Destroy on Meltdown. The advantage thus far is going to be in favor of, looks like Community. Community's got a 4v3 scenario now as we do see Chonkla actually take out Antox. It's going to be a 2v4. Parka and Azri going to be playing for their lives. Parka going to get 1 kill with the Finnick. We're going to see, oh my, the tides have turned. Adrian's going to be taken down by Azri, so it's a 2v1 scenario now.
Yep, looking pretty solid for the side of XRK. I do have Parka alive, who I think he picked up Zia's sniper. Pretty certain.
Nice work. Get ready for the next round.
Got to be the case. 1-0 now in favor of XRK as they are taking an early lead here. Will they be able to extend it, or will it be stunted? We saw a
Destroy the objective.
very,
The enemy has the bomb.
I wouldn't say close. I would say like a very, man, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a very upsetting Search and Destroy earlier that was like 3-1, just got completely flipped. So at any given moment, we'll see if these teams are able to, battle back. We are going to see the major assist come through for Chonkla as Pengi's going to be taken down early. Chonkla going to go ahead and get that bomb down. It's going to reduce the clock to 45 seconds. 5v4 scenario. Coach Antok's going to be taken out. Zia is going to be alive, as well as Azri as Parka gets taken down. And it is a 1v5, almost a flawless round. Oh, Zia! Don't disrespect him like that, my guy.
Lost that round, but it's not
Some
over
crisp
yet.
snipes from Zia right there, man. The Locust
Yeah, as
gets 1.
expected, is the primary sniper. That's why when I flicked over to Parka last round, I was like, huh, Parka has a sniper in his hand. This doesn't feel right.
This is interesting.
And he indeed picked up Zia's sniper or the round before last. And obviously Zia, as you mentioned, picking up the 1 clean shot there. Another really aggressive B push by the side of Community. Definitely expect to have a call out from the side of XRK, but they are now down 2 members. They did get a return pick, however, as well as Coach Antox picking up a kill onto Gene PR there. It's going to make it a 3 versus 3. We don't have a bomb plant yet. Shaggy still has the bomb in hand, so they are playing against the clock at this point. It's 2 versus 2. Parka and Zia versus Shaggy and Adrian. Man, sometimes that caster feeling, like we get to see through the walls. It's like, man, just pull the trigger.
Pull it.
Just pull it.
Fire away. We don't care what you see. We just know that they're right there. You're going to hit the shot. Parka.
That's like one of those common wallbang attempt spots in the first place, right?
Oh, yeah,
So
definitely.
I'd have taken the shot just because.
Oh, my. We're going to see Parka get pushed by 2. He gets 1, and Shaggy. Adrian's going to be the last one alive, but 17 seconds left. He's going to be forced to this A side as he's was heading that way anyway, so I don't necessarily agree with it, but obviously with Zia directly on the B bomb site, you don't want to, strike the Bs first. You want to go ahead and make your plant so you can protect. Adrian going to be on the other side of nuclear here as bombs down, 35 seconds. He's going to spot something mid. No, he's just going to go ahead and pre-aim it. Adrian going to be all the way on the staircase of the XRK spawn site. Zia going to be rotating around, and yeah, it's about 20 seconds left for him. He's going to spot 1, but the LK fails him. 2 straight rounds in favor of Community as Adrian was able to clutch it there.
Community off to a good start here in Search and Destroy. They are on the offensive side, which I think is the favorable side for this map. So hopefully for them, they'll be able to pick up a couple rounds, give themselves an edge as when they go to defense. You'll have XRK who are able to dictate the pace of the game a little bit more and decide which way they want to go as a team. And it looks like we have another aggressive B push coming out of Community.
We did see Chunkla actually try to get this bomb down, but something forced him up, and I'm not sure what it was. Maybe he wanted to reposition. Go ahead, second attempt was better. Zia going to go ahead and get in the sniper perch of his spawn site. Chunkla going to be gear side, so they're going to be riding gears as Shaggy picks up one. Gene takes down another. It's a 4v2. Zia is going to be taken down. Coach Antox on the flank with this LK. Didn't work out last round. We'll see if he can... Oh, my. Chunkla beams him from the staircase of gears, and that's going to be 3 straight rounds in favor of Community. They are playing the Search to Destroy much better. I can say that a 5v5 is an even matchup, but that hardpoint was tough to watch.
Defend the objectives. They have the bomb.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a 5v4 up against XRK. Just not a good one to go up against, especially on a raid, which is such a team-heavy hardpoint. I mean, overall hardpoint is obviously very team-heavy, but raid specifically, just because of the way the spawns are, being able to win those gunfights efficiently is incredibly important. Right now, it is a 2v2 once again between these two teams. We do have the 3-1 lead in favor of Community currently. So this is a little bit more of the matchup we wanted to see for the night. Unfortunately for Zia, he's going to miss the quickscope there, revealing his position. And he has 2 enemies to pick up the kill on here. Playing it smart behind the bomb here. Misses another shot, unfortunately. Does pick up that one. Oh, gets a hit marker. Pull out the pistol. Pull out the pistol.
Oh, he said no. No, sir. He hits those. I was begging to pull the pistol out, too, as well. I was in my mind. I was like, dude, come on, Zia. Don't be ego friendly. Don't be ego challenging this. And sure enough, he did it and hit the second time. The hit marker definitely would have made me reach for my pistol. As a matter of fact, I was trying to like switch guns on his screen. It just was not happening. As he's obviously playing and I'm obviously spectating. So 2-3 side flip. We do see an aggressive B push and a B plant from XRK. A's are going to go ahead and get that uncontested. It's going to be a freebie as a retake is going to happen. Zia going to take down one in Chankla, and it's a 5v4 here with 33 seconds left on the clock. One-man disadvantage is definitely going to be some trouble for Community here, but they managed to get 3 rounds off of the... Oh, my! Just exposing Gene, who was mid. That's going to leave Adrian. They were able to manage to get 3 points from the defense, but it's not looking too, or from the attack, it's not looking too bright for them on the defense thus far. So 3-all going into the 7th round. Still anybody's ball game.
Yeah, absolutely anybody's ball game right now. We're not going to have a 5-round in a row win, I don't think, just based on how this match has gone. It was 2 good rounds coming out of the side of XRK there. Ooh, Zia almost able to get one mid, still looking for the bullet to connect, not able to find the kill. We do have a aggressive B-side push coming out of XRK. They have a player advantage, and the remaining members of Community have to make the rotation over from A-side. Oh, Zia doesn't see Daddy board over the truck head glitch there. He's going to get beamed. Gene going to find the kill onto Antox. That's going to even things out. We do have the bomb plant officially on B, so 30 seconds to go. They need to find a couple kills and a defuse. They find the kill onto Azri. Parka is going to survive there, at least for now. Pengi going to get a return kill using that AS Val. 2 versus 2. 20 seconds on the clock.
Parka get that perfectly thrown nade. That is going to actually have him in a tough position because Daddy Board's going to be... Oh, super weak still. That nade definitely helped Pingy out, but regardless, man, it just did not look like Board was in the right state of mind. He just rushed straight towards the bomb site, didn't have any fear. I know that you had to have gotten a call out from Gene letting you know where his location was, as he was just taken out on the other side of the gear. So almost a perfect nade from Parka to hit, or Zia to hit onto that sniper perch, leads to some another round in favor of XRK. They're actually going to get the Jedi mind tricks to come through, as A was pushed and held aggressively by Community for the first 2 rounds of their defense. Now it's going to be a freebie plant for XRK, and it doesn't look too good for them yet. So Gene going to go ahead and get the shot onto Parka there. Parka got that bomb plant down and was forced out of the area, looked like. Now it's going to be a 3 or 2-1 scenario. Chankla going to go ahead and get the defusal. He's probably going to go uncontested, as I do see Zia push it up. Even if he does connect all the shots, it's not going to be enough time to kill for all. So a great, a better defense approach from Community. Ties him up here in the search. We might, I don't know, man. This is tough. We might see a round 11 if neither of these teams are able to be consistent in the next 2 rounds.
I mean, we're already down a series for the day, so I would love to see this go to a game 3. Domination between these two teams is looking a lot more fun to watch. The hard point, I was like, man, let's just get this over with quick, but with Community having their other players back and looking pretty solid right now, I definitely got to say I'd be down to see the domination here. Right now it is a 4 versus 2, 4 for 4 on the board between these two teams. Zia gonna find the kill on the Shaggy. It's gonna be a lonely Gene PR. He does have the sniper. He's been landing his shots pretty solid. Finds the kill on the Parka there. Might have heard Coach Antox behind him. He's gonna make his rotation over slowly. Oh, Coach Antox by all means should get the kill here. That's gonna be 5 rounds now to the side of XRK.
Much better B push. Obviously, they had those like those psychological warfare, like the mind tricks coming through when they pushed that A site. Just did not have the men available to secure that A plant. Much better B plant for them as they go up 1 round. They are on match point. I'd love to see a domination 2. However, I'm not a huge fan of Hackney Arc. Damn, am I a fan of any of these maps anymore? It's tough. I don't like Summit for domination. I don't like Hackney Yard. Can get a bit like, it's growing on me, but it can be a bit lopsided at times. Who gets the A flag? Obviously going to have the advantage, but we got to get past this search first, as I do see a 2v4 happening. Pingy going to be on the other side of this office building. He's going to get lasered. 1 shot, 1 kill, but another lonely 1v3 scenario here for Gene, as he has managed to stay alive 2 rounds in a row by himself. Parka going to be spotted. Oh my! Parka is erased. And with 9 seconds left to go, it's not going to be enough. Azri going to go ahead and get the kill. That's going to do it. XRK takes this series in 2. As much as we wanted to see that domination game, XRK was just not for it.
Yeah, XRK pulling together the 2-0 victory, going to pick themselves up 20 points here for today. Hopefully Community got their screenshot issues sorted out so we can see them play next week from the beginning. And yeah, can't really complain. Zia 10 kills, Pengy 9 kills, Azri 9 kills, Parka 7 kills. We did have pretty solid kills across the board for the side of Community as well. Definitely one of the reasons that game was so close. 8 kills for Chankla, Adrian with 7, Gene with 10, and Shaggy with 7. So overall, great performance out of both of these teams. Couple extra kills going over to the favor of XRK, spelling those couple of rounds going in their favor as well.
That is definitely one of those matchups we could have afforded to see a game number 3. Obviously, it's just not in the picture for Community tonight. Hopefully they will get those screenshots, as Dave just said. We're going to get geared up for our technically our 4th matchup of the night, which is going to be Hell Esports and Lux. But before we do that, we're going to take a short intermission, as I've got to use the little boys' room. So we'll be right back, guys.
Cold at the touch, dead in the eyes. No signs of life no more. I put your love under the knife. Leave me to die here all alone. No signs of life no more. No, a crying dove may never fly.
Alrighty, guys, game or series number 3/4 of the night. Going to be Hell Esports taking on Lux. Lux, one of those highly ranked LATAM amateur teams. So I think they are the #1 amateur team in the LATAM area, or LATAM region. So definitely looking, for some improvement here. As I'm looking at the standings, it's not looking too good for them so far. But with plenty of season left to go, I'm sure they can dig themselves out of the hole. They don't have a single point. They have -10. So Hell not too far ahead of them with +10. So a bunch of stragglers at the bottom that are going to have to find a way to get out of this negative or low category, man. I'm expecting a lot from Shreddit, and they only have 10 points. Strike Zone obviously made a last-minute entry, as I think they joined us week 2. So definitely expecting a little bit more. Hopefully, we'll see some action here in this first game, which is gonna be a hardpoint hack the yard.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they'll bring together some good levels of competition. Obviously, both of these teams have struggled to find their success, but overall in the scoring are pretty even. So hopefully it'll at least be a good matchup between the two teams.
Absolutely. As I'm reading in the group chat from Echo, Echo says, also, Lux has had 2 forfeits. That's very unfortunate. That doesn't excuse the fact that they have -10 points. So I'm not being harsh. I'm just being real. This is a qualifier event. These guys obviously enlisted, with hopes of joining Mobile Mayhem. This is your opportunity to join the 2021 summer season. So, I've always been the type to seize every opportunity and make the most out of it. Being in a negative, 3 weeks in, I don't know if that's seizing the opportunity or, I don't know what the situation is with their players or what their forfeits were for, but it's just, man, it's tough. It's tough to be -10 in week 3.
Yeah, definitely pretty unfortunate. As much crap as a lot of people talk, this is kind of your place to prove it. It's come in and show that you're good enough to compete with the best and get yourself into Mobile Mayhem.
Absolutely right. Best of 3 about to start up here. First game, hardpoint hack the yard. Second's going to be a search or destroy standoff. So we'll actually see a different from raid or meltdown. Obviously, we're seeing Hackney Yard for the second time tonight in hardpoint. If we're lucky enough to see a game 3, it'll be a domination firing range, which is interesting. So Hell Esports opting to ban search and destroy on Tunisia. Why, man? I like Tunisia. And the QQ9. Lux opting to ban the hardpoint Hackney Yard. What? That don't make any sense, Echo. Why are we got hardpoint Hackney Yard to start us off, and then also never mind. I'll let you guys figure it out. Lux opting to ban hardpoint Hackney Yard and the QXR as well. So, but Lux has had at least 1 DQ due to perks at least every week. Whose fault is that? You're telling me like it's my fault, bro? Like I put their perks on them, like I attached their loadouts for them. It looks like it's going to be a 4v5 at the beginning of this one.
That's as bad as the screenshots, man.
Yeah, exactly. Come on now. I mean, what do you think? They're going to get in Mobile Mayhem, and, if that happens, it's info for stream? Okay.
Yeah. It's negative publicity for stream is what you meant to say.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. You could paint whatever picture you want. At the end of the day, it's, still a -10 points for them in Season 3. We're, 6 days into this, and you can't get your act right or can't get your act together. I don't know. It's you enroll in an event like this. I expect you to take the highest advantage of that opportunity. If you're a highly ranked amateur team in the LATAM region, I'm expecting highly ranked gameplay, as we do see Wanik actually join back in. So, hell, only 4 players deep. Are they going to have to 4v5 this? It's hardpoint raid. Okay. Well, why'd you put Hackney Yard in there then?
He's trying to get it hello to fix it currently.
You're killing me, Smalls. Close those spectators out to hello. Whenever you reset the map, it also resets all that. There you go. Good job. Game number 1 about to start up. Are they going to 4v5 this?
Hopefully not.
Man, it's like story of the amateurs, right?
I mean, this is not my first rodeo in competitive. Even before Mobile Mayhem, I was a professional caster for a game called Vainglory, and it was the same kind of deal in a lot of the challenger teams there. You know, a lot of them would talk crap and be like, you know, well, we're better than these, you know, top 8 teams or whatever. And then they couldn't follow the rules, which I think is like the first thing you have to do to prove that you're better than the top 8. So, you know, definitely definitely one of those things to consider. You got to follow the rules. You got to have your team show up. Is another big one.
To say it's you know, I'm digging the format in which Mobile Mayhem has decided to go for the qualifiers. One, because this is exactly what it's going to be like if you do make it to the regular season of Mobile Mayhem. So to give these guys a taste of what it's like, definitely shows if they have that commitment to go along with it. Obviously, if you commit to a full season of Mobile Mayhem, there are going to be weeks where, you know, you have tough matchups. You're going to have limited availability. You know, you got to accommodate the situations like that. You've got to make your roster changes count. So, yeah, game number 1 finally about to start off, as I do see Fast has come through. That's a 5v5. Yes, there we go. Even matchup going into this hard point on raid.
Yep, so far that looks to be the case. And you know, again, I'm glad to see it. I don't like necessarily watching 4v5s, so you know, definitely where we're at currently.
All right, we're going to see these teams spawning in. Looks like it's going to have one player actually spawn not in, which is going to be for Lux. They might be leaving the lobby. Yep, there they go. That's it.
That's it. Lux forfeit. No, I'm just kidding.
Imagine.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, sometimes private lobbies just do that. Player can't connect; it'll just start the game. So, bear with us, people. We'll get you guys in as soon as we can. We obviously want to get to the action too. We don't have any fun just chilling here, not casting a game. You know, so we're right there with you guys.
They definitely came for the casual conversation, and if we're not able to provide that, I'm sorry, guys. It's definitely there. Especially off stream. We were just talking about the nachos that the wife made. Man, some superior nacho. We'll just say those were the words.
I don't know if that was the word choice he used earlier, but
we'll say that that it was, and we'll move on. Game number 1, Hardpoint raid, not Hackney Yard. And it does look like the 5th player for Lux is actually not spawning in yet again, so I'm not sure what is going on.
Well, hopefully we'll get it figured out here soon because, you know, again, we don't really want to spectate a 4v5, and this time it's not even because their players didn't show up. The players are here, and the game is being, well, the game. So hopefully we'll get you guys in here soon. This is definitely one of the more anticipated matchups. Obviously, Lux, a team that has performed well when they performed, but been unable to secure the rules. So, you know, hopefully this will be their week. I think you said, what, they're sitting down at -10 currently?
In that negative threshold. So we'll see the official points on Sunday or Monday when we get the graphics made. But as of Monday, they were -10, and if my memory serves me well, which it never really does, I don't think they won their last matchup. So best case scenario, they are -5, if that's the matter, or if that's the case. All right, third time's a charm, right?
Hopefully.
Verdica's a liar. It doesn't look like third time's a charm. Oh my God! By the grace of Hardpoint gods, we are going to see the third time be a charm. As game number 1, Hardpoint raid is starting up here. We are going to be on board with Lux off the bat, as we do see P1 transitions being made for both teams. We're going to see four-man send all the way through the garage area for Lux. We're going to see a few coming through Laundry and mid-side as P1 opening up for business. Lux going to have the advantage off the rip, but for how long, as OV is going to be the last player alive in the hill?
Yeah, looking to be the case. We have a couple ASVALs and a couple PP19s in play, so be keeping your guys' eye out on that. No snipers, obviously, for respawn. Got Lux casually filling up the feed here. And it's actually Hell taking the lead here. They're up about 30 points on P1. This is one of the easier P1s to hold in Call of Duty, in my opinion, just based on the amount of head glitches in cars and laundry room and all the sorts of different areas you can defend from. So if you're able to get in and get a good hold, you can usually hold pretty well. As opposed to like a P1 on firing range where all the spawns are super close and things of that nature. So
I
we're getting on into it.
I completely agree with you on that. P1 for like Summit even, Hackney Yard. Hackney Yard's you know, it's covered in a sense, but it's also just so wide open with the amount of players that can get into that area. That ringside is probably
windows on both sides.
Oh yeah,
you can get on through the ground on both sides. Yeah, it's pretty chaotic.
Very chaotic. This is probably one of the most balanced maps for Hardpoint in my opinion, because that first point and the fifth point are the ones that are going to be not like spawn favorable, right? But rather out in the open, but still provides a lot of cover. So it is no vulnerabilities in the map. It's you know, if you get there first, obviously you're going to have the advantage, but you know, these spawn-based points like garage here and then kitchen that we just saw, definitely going to provide you with a little bit of advantage if you are able to get spawns. But with the unique spawn situation that we mentioned earlier, and that we'll continue to talk about until it's fixed, you know, you're never really safe in Hardpoint anymore.
Yeah, that is the understatement of the year for sure. Again, I've seen people literally spawn on the hardpoint after their whole team got wiped, and that is not competitive gameplay to me. So sometimes that's just the case. Again, through playing it in other games, the same map, I definitely think it's just a overcorrection in the code on mobile. I don't think they intended it to be the way it is either, but it is. So hopefully one of these days we'll get the fix, and you know, we're waiting until then.
Overcorrection is interesting. As I don't know, dude. It's like, what was their thought thought process on that? Was it like they wanted to make the game a little more, you know, the spawns on this particular game mode a little different? Did they want to tinker with it a little bit, and then it just...
There were certain maps that had just really bad hard spawns. Like if you looked at Summit, you know, you look at the P3, P4, which is the opposite end buildings. If you lost the gunfight, you spawned at that opposite objective. You basically had no chance to regroup and get back. So the correction that went through pretty smoothly on console versions is the respawns are more towards the middle of the map, which gives you a little bit more time to actually get those three groups together and things of that nature. But the spawning on the hard point, yeah, I don't know about that one. Like, you know, for Raid, for example, you know, here we are at the basketball court hard point, and we have players that died on hard point spawning on the other side of the wall right outside of hard point. We have them spawning at the top of the stairs. very rarely, but sometimes you'll see players spawn on the actual basketball court or in the actual garage after they died, and that makes it pretty difficult, especially if your team makes a good break and you don't realize that a player spawned on the hard point with you and shoots 3 of you in the back. It makes it pretty easy for the enemy to get a retake that may not necessarily have been deserved, in my opinion.
Oh, complete facts, complete facts. We see Hell with a 50-point advantage and counting as P5 is where they're going to be maintaining order here. They got 3 players directly on the site. Chris going to be taken down. That's going to be one of the 4 actually that were directly in the site. He wasn't necessarily on the point, but was like on that little staircase straddling, and we are going to see Hell continue to reign their terror. They're going to have a massive hold here in P5. But we do see Lux actually make their way into the point, so they're going to be able to steal a few of those back-end seconds and possibly get the rotation early over the ring. So about 8 seconds left. They're going to leave about 1 player on the point. That is going to allow Hell to retake. Short-lived now, as the ring side of the map is where the action is going to be at. For P1 rotations and the reset coming through. We're going to see Ovi pick up 2 big kills. That is pretty much going to open the door for them to get a break, possibly. No, that's not going to allow them to get the break, as they already have the hill. So I was looking for Hell Ovi. It's not Hell Ovi, it's Lux Ovi. So 2 kills going to allow them to secure the hold, as they're going to be making their way back into this matchup. They're only down by about 40 points, so they could very much so secure that on the backs of this P1 rotation.
Hardpoint contested.
Yeah, they absolutely could. We'll have to see. Very close game between these 2 teams. I mean, we're only sitting at 30 points apart, and Lux are the ones on the P1 hardpoint on the second rotation here. So there's just barely enough time on the clock for them to basically even things up if they hold it for the whole time. They'll be a couple points behind, but being down 5, way better than being down 40. So they're in a pretty decent spot here. You have a great rotation from Hell through mid, specifically, I think I'm going to call that Waning? It's usually the X usually fills in a vowel, so that's what I'm going to go with.
I thought it was A-E-I-O-U, not X. I don't know. At any rate, you were absolutely right. That is Wayne. It looks like 2 A's, 2 capital A's on top of each other, but that is an X, so... I'm obviously being sarcastic here as I'm going back and forth eating my nachos. I'm trying to make this is exciting as it can be. Wayne gonna get spotted by Dietrich. Dietrich is going to go ahead and get 2 before he is taken out. Dietrich might allow for that retake to come through, as P2 transitions have been yet again favorable to the guys over at Hell. They have racked up another 30-point lead and counting. As about 18 seconds left on the point. We are going to see a few players from Hell actually opt to push the garage area, as you definitely don't want to lose P2 transitions and then get oust on the garage spawn. So I do see Hell actually spawning on the top side of Laundry, where it looks like Wanik was there too for Lux. So Wanik going to be spotted on the Laundry side, and now the hold initially going to come through for Hell, but is going to be short-lived. I don't know. This is interesting. It looks like they were able to get the rotations over to P3 pretty effectively. Even if they contest here, it's a W for Hell.
Yeah, I mean, Hell are up 40-some points right now. They're getting control of garage, and it's not looking great for Lux, but they are definitely not out of it. We do have Pop Ivy making a rotation in through back, unable to get the kill. Did have the good game sense there of the player being behind the van, but I believe it was stop shooting so I can read your name. Jeez, DePau. Great execution on the jump around the corner of the van there. And that's really what saved his life, because the first couple bullets were very low on the body, so he did not take critical damage, and he lived very, very, very minorly. So great work out of him, going to help his team secure that 204 to 154 lead. We do have a cluster from Detri on point. It's going to pick up the 1 kill. And there is an opportunity where Lux, if they are able to get a good hold here, could pull together a... I think they could actually, if there was no contest on point there, they could have tied it up exactly on that hard point. They will get delayed a couple seconds there, but still very in control of the hard point. We do have players of Hell making the rotation over. Pop Ivy, not sure what happened there. Player slid the corner in front of him, and he just didn't pull the trigger, and died for it. And it looks like his team, fortunately, still able to maintain control. Pop Ivy gets the respawn onto point. He'll help his team by getting a couple assists there. And again, he'll be able to very close to tie things up here.
Yeah, super close. I gotta give. I'm not sure who that was. Maybe it was Ovi. Ovi was in the objective that entire time for the P4 rotations and manned that cubby area. So if oh my, 2 big kills for Ovi. Man, I keep talking about him, bro. With those 2 big kills, he clears the hill. That's gonna allow Lux to they have the advantage here on P5 as they're down by about 7 points. But very much so in this thing. It's been back and forth. P1 rotations were good for Lux, and then Hell took over in P2. Hell also was able to maintain P3 very effectively, so they had a little bit of a lead going into that P4 transition. Obviously, we saw Lux get contested a little bit too much than they needed, which did result in them having still a deficit here in P5 transitions. The cluster is definitely going to help out Lux as they have now taken the lead. How long will they be able to extend it here as I do see 8 seconds left on the point. We see a few players in the feed. Oh my god, they got a 5-man hold on Ring. Lux is going to be battling for their lives here in this P1 reset. As we do see Ring is where the action's at. Ivy's going to get some shots. Ovi's going to get a frag. That's going to open the door for Lux for a massive break. They only need about 22 points here. Oh, the 3-piece from the Predator missile should definitely secure the bag for them. Even if they don't win on this point, they'll be able to, you know, at least go into P2 rotations with a healthy advantage. So we're going to see the contest come through, and Ivy's actually going to pull out the cluster. This might not be the move, though. Yeah, it is. Okay, never mind. He's got some support. I thought he was the only one on point. If he would have had to make the rotations over, he would have got killed by his own point. Doesn't matter. Game number 1, after all the back and forth, is now going to go in favor of Lux as they are the victors, 250 to 214.
Yeah, Junak gonna pick up a big triple kill towards the end of the game there, helping the team secure the win. And that was a pretty big comeback for Lux. They were sitting down almost 60 points at one point, and were able to make the comeback, pull together a win on, what was it, our 3rd rotation onto P1. So long hardpoint game between these two teams. They pick up a 250 to 212 win. So great game overall. Ivy, top of the team at 34-31, Junek 34-28, Detri 33 and 31, and Obi Shoot 31 and 35. So we had 4 players in the 30s there, and we did have basically the same over on the side of Hell. I mean, as you can expect from such a even back and forth game, that the scores across the board would be pretty close. 36-37 for Faztez. 36-31 for Wayne. DePau, 39-29, and then Craig's just under the 30 mark at 29 and 26.
You know, it wasn't really that the guys over at Lux out-fragged Hell, because as I'm looking at the scorecard, I see...
Oh, it was very even.
Oh, very even. I see Wayne, DePau, and Chris positive across the 3 players, so... And then Fast has actually, like, you know, -1 negative, but... I mean, this new hardpoint unique spawn situation just really doesn't favor anybody getting frags. It just really matters if you're winning the gun points that matter inside of the hill, so... You can go negative and still get a victory. I'm not sure what we'll have.
Hell had 1 more kill.
Okay, so...
One.
That's crazy.
Yep, 156 kills total for the side of Lux and 157 for the side of Hell.
So you can do math today. I see that. I know we were talking about math earlier. You were struggling, and I couldn't even put up the amount of numbers that were on the board. I was trying to do the math. It looked reasonable, right? No, it definitely wasn't there. But across the board, we're more players negative for Lux than for... Was it 3 players that were positive for Hell? Were 3 players positive for Lux, though? I know in the frag department...
Yeah, there were 3 players positive on Lux and 3 players positive on Hell.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, only +1 kill for Hell and a 38-point deficit. So, interesting. Or as we see game number 2 starting
Look,
up.
to be fair, in Mobile Mayhem, we saw Nova lose a game with a 38 kill advantage.
Good
So,
God,
yeah, that was pretty rough.
that's tough,
Love
dude.
the guys over there. I love the guys over there, but it was one of those games, man, where even though they were getting kills between rotations, they just could not find the gunfights on the hill.
We are going to see game number 2 start up here. Search or
This is
Destroy.
our 3rd or 4th match of the night.
This is our 4th. Technically our
Okay.
3rd, but our 4th. So we only got one more series after this.
Couldn't remember. We'll get you guys into it here as soon as we can. There's the load in. Hopefully all the players are able to connect this time around so we don't have any 3 restart issues would be ideal. I think we had one player from Lux was the one having the issue before, and all 5 of them are loaded in. So I think we're going to be good. And just waiting on one Hell player to join, and we should be good to go.
Yep, we're going to have a 1-0 advantage. If you're just now joining us in this series for Lux, they take game number 1, 250 to 212. Will they be able to maintain 2 games in a row, or will we see Hell take this second game and take us to a game 3? We're going to see Ivy and Lux on the defending side initially. Wayne going to get the opening frag on Deitree. We are going to see the push towards boxes from Chris, who has the bomb in hand for Hell. But not a committed push towards the A site, as it looks like 3 players are going to be staggered in the back alley. Or no, 1 player in the back alley, maybe 2, and then 1 in bottom granny, 1 top granny area. So a very interesting spread, as I do see the guys over at Lux actually going to be in a 2-2 spread. 2 on the B bomb site area, which is going to be like the deli and blue, and then 2 immediately on the A site. So about 40 seconds left on the clock. They got an open frag. I'm not sure what Lux is waiting on.
Enemy in sight.
Lux, they're in a decent spot right now for the fact that they're on defense. Junek, very, very low, but he will survive. Overshoot, gonna pick up the kill onto Chameleon there. Gonna give the 4-3 advantage currently over to the side of Lux. Don't know what Junek was shooting at there, but he was convinced there was someone behind the statue. Whoa, turns the corner a little too unhealthy and gets beamed immediately by Kriggs. Or, Kriggs, what is it? Chris?
Last one.
Yeah,
Chris
something like
GS?
that. Chris.
Chris GS?
It's Pam. Pam. The N is silent. I'm obviously kidding. 3-1 scenario now. That was a Step Brothers reference. It was definitely not funny. I thought it was hilarious in my mind. I said it, and I was like, God, I'm gonna eat those words. Bomb defuse. Lux takes round number 1. That's what happens when you give teams time to process information. Deitree goes down early. You had a 5-4 man advantage, and they weren't able to capitalize on that man advantage. As we see Hell get the bomb plant down at A a little bit too long in my opinion. They should have taken that open frag and ran with it. They just weren't able to capitalize on that 1-man advantage, and things just kind of got out of hand from there. We are going to see round number 2 starting up. The defense comes through for Lux. No opening frags for Hell. We're going to see Chris. I'm assuming that's what it is. Chris. I'm just going to say Chris. Get one shot. Deitree is going to go down to a nade. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, I missed it as well. Do have the 5 versus 2 advantage now for Hell. They also have the bomb plant in, so not looking good for Luck, shy of just some sort of miracle clutch. I don't think Pop Ivy is going to be able to do it. Nope.
Lost that round, but it's not over yet.
So we will move into 1-1 tie right now between these two teams. Body shooting is not a DQ on Mobile Mayhem because, well, we can be adults, but we know the difference between something that's disrespect and something that is just natural in Call of Duty, right?
Yeah,
like
that. I mean, let's just be honest. I saw the commercials for Call of Duty Mobile. Come on, dude. There was teabagging in the commercial for the mobile ad. Like, why would we DQ like a teabag or a body shooting? It's just, I don't know. It's been part of the game for so long. I don't feel like it's like crossed the line. I'm not sure that it'd ever be crossed the line in my opinion. But I'm also a boomer, so guys, you know, if there are things that people don't agree with, that I, don't necessarily agree with, it's a matter of perspective. I just feel like that. I know you could agree. Body shooting, definitely not a call for DQ.
Look, we've DQ'd teams in Mobile Mayhem before. Again, it's a measure of what the disrespect is. So without throwing any team names out, the last like DQ I can remember from Mobile Mayhem was a team like intentionally not finishing a hardpoint game to farm kills to try to set a kill record, right? Like that was a disrespect.
Toxic. Yeah, that's toxic.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, you gotta be able to measure the difference.
To see a 1v4 scenario for Chris here as he takes down one, making it a 1v3. Only 40 seconds on the clock. All three players are going to be on the A site effectively, as they're not going to be pushing up aggressively one by one like Pop Ivy was right there. Dietrich going to be spotted on the CT tank side as we do see one player from Lux actually making the rotation over top blue. That might be the demise for Chris here, or Chris. Yeah, Chris. That's going to be Wanik. Wanik is going to get the kill there, and that is going to push the advantage to 3-1 as Search and Destroy. Defending sides have been very, very fruitful for Lux here thus far. It's going to be the last side for them to defend, so if they're looking for the advantage going into the attack, they need to get this next round in order to extend that lead. They're going to get a very nice nade kill from Wanik to open the round, which is going to land right on Fast Test, taking him out early. Chris with the bomb in hand. Very conservative play here for Hell, as it should be. They've taken 2 rounds in a row, two L's in 2 rounds in a row. So 3-1 advantage again in Lux's favor. Fast Test going down early, not going to be a good sign, but Pop Ivy is taken out too. So even play fill 4-4 scenario. Bomb is in the hand of Chris, who is playing for some information here in this bottom warehouse, or bottom market area, as he's going to be peeking out inside of the L wall, broken wall area. Wayne trying to play for some information. I see him on the statue site, right in between the tank. They're going to get 2 players on the A side immediately. That's going to actually have Wanik rotating inside of Graveyard. That's interesting. So looks like they might be playing for a pinch or playing for information themselves.
Yeah, they absolutely may be. Still a very close game, even though Lux are ahead. We haven't really seen super convincing rounds from them. I mean, they're definitely doing pretty good, but, still anybody's game ahead of us here. We have a 2v1 currently, so still very, very doable. The 2v1 clutch feels way easier than, some of the other ones that we've seen almost attempted today, but it's a 4-1 lead now for the side of Team Lux, who were able to make the comeback in a hardpoint. So if they're able to find 2 more rounds, they could close us out with a 2-0 victory here tonight.
They could. This could very so be for such a competitive hardpoint that went back and forth. Hell had the advantage for a majority of the time. Lux able to come back, effectively throughout that hardpoint. But for the way that they're playing right here, this is one of those scenarios where some teams just play Search and Destroy better than they play Respawns. If that's the case, I'm kind of worried because they played the Respawns very well, and they're playing the Search and Destroy super effectively. So bomb's going to be planted, a 4-5 man advantage in favor of Hell. Can they capitalize here as Lux Ivy's going to get one of the opening frags on the bomb plant? Chameleon going to take down one. Ivy's going to be the last one alive. It's going to be a 1v2 scenario. He's going to be forced with the Renetti. Gets one. He's going to have to reload, though. No, he picks up the weapon. On the ground, it's going to be the PP-19 Bison. He's going to get spotted inside of the cubby. That's going to do it. Wayne going to go ahead and take 2 rounds for Hell. Lux almost got that one, but again, Ivy in that 1v2 scenario just not going to be able to pan out. And we're going to see 4-2, Hell having a much better defense than attack strategy so far. We'll see if they can continue to do so.
Yeah, still a lot of gameplay left ahead of us. Again, none of these rounds have really been super convincing one way or the other. I mean, again, even the rounds that Lux won were like 2v1s at the end, so kind of hard to say what we have going on necessarily, but still very, very doable. Lux need to find 2 more rounds, and Hell are stuck looking at needing to find a 4-round clutch at this point, because they can't really afford to make too many mistakes. We're sitting at, again, 2 rounds away from Lux. So it's it's not a great position to be in if you're Hell. I mean, they definitely can do it. They've proved that they can do it, but it's man, it's gonna be a hard one against a team Lux who's been playing so incredibly well. It is another round for Hell there. That's why I was saying, you know, you can't count these guys out right now, and you know, they're doing good.
Holding their own, definitely. Hell, a flawless defense this past round, leading to a 4-3 scenario here. If they are able to take this round, they'll be all tied up at 4 and could possibly have that momentum to take the next 2. So we'll see how it pans out as Ivy and Dietrich actually go down early. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I say that the defense from Lux was almost perfect. They only lost 1 round. But the attacking strategy for them, just not it. Some teams are better attacking sides. Some teams are better at defending sides. Obviously, this is the case that both teams are better defenders here. As we've seen 2 straight rounds go in favor of Hell. They've got a 2-man advantage. They just need to be patient here. Wannick actually going to make Chris pay for pushing out a little aggressively. He's going to be able to live to fight another day. It's going to be a 3v4, which is much more manageable for Lux at the moment. And I do see one player, that's Ovi, actually going for a full-on flank. He's going to get 1, but DePaul actually was able to take down Wannick in the midst of that. He's going to be spotted at the top of this take, and that's pretty much going to do it. Pop Ivy's going to be the last one alive. DePaul's going to go ahead and take him out. We're all tied up, and the defense from Hell looking pretty hellish, looking pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, they're tied things up at this point. So like I said, it'd be a long, hard-fought comeback, but they can do it. And here we are. We're tied up at this point. Now it's 2 rounds to go for either of these teams. Still, obviously, very, very doable. The hard point was incredibly back and forth. Again, Lux realistically clutched the hard point, so it was by no means an easy win, and Hell are trying to look to push us into a domination here. And again, we still have 1 more matchup here tonight, so a lot of gameplay left no matter what happens here.
Fasted's going to be in a tough predicament as a 4v1 started this bomb plant. Pop Ivy got taken out as Faz took some shots, got him down. Now it's a 1v3. Dietrich going to be spotting him on the jump up. I don't know what's going on here, dude. It's like he wants to jump up, but he doesn't. He's going to go through the deli side and gets taken out. Bought a little bit of time, which is good because there's 10 seconds left, and there's 2 players. The Cryo is going to secure the round as Ovi, 200 IQ, gets that Cryo down, preventing his rotations from the deli site. Lux is going to go up another round, and this could cause for a 2-0 because even if Hell's able to manage to get this this round, their attack, we saw it. Their attacking strategy just not collectively all there. It's not the best. They were only able to take 1 of the 5 rounds earlier. The odds are against them as we do see Ivy actually go down. Dietrich's going to get another shot on Wayne. Wayne's going to go down. The nade from Chris. Chris has just been OP with these nades. He hits and takes down Ovi, so it's a 3v4, but as I was saying, you know, the attacking strategy from Hell just wasn't completely there earlier. I can't expect much more as we do see Lux down a man here in the 9th round, the 10th round rather. And Hell beginning to fold on this. Actually, DePal's actually about to get spotted and taken down. Hit marker from Dietrich. Dietrich is going to have DePal super weak. Going to get those shots to land. DePal's going to go down, and now it's 3v3. Wannick with the bottom of the hand. They're going to be rotating towards the A side effective as they get past the box area. Chris going to be inside Deli. Only 2 players on the A site. 1 in Cubby, 1 on the barrel site. That could allow for them to get the aggressive push through. Yes, Wannick gets 1. Chameleon. Fastez goes down, and now Chris is in a 1v3 scenario.
Yeah, 1v3 looking pretty good for Lux. Chris unable to find the bullets to connect there. He's going to get Junek and Pop Ivy super low. He does eventually get the kill onto Pop Ivy. There's 35 seconds on the clock. Very capable clutch possible here, but fortunately doesn't know Junex making the long side rotation. That's going to be the 2-0 win for Lux, who I believe you said we're sitting at 10 points, so that'd be a nice solid bump for them.
Per Monday scores is actually negative 10 points. So
negative 10. So now they're at 10.
Now they're at 10. Exactly. Yeah, that's some good math there. We got game number 2 going in Lux's favor, as at one point Hell looked like they might have had the energy to come from behind, but it just wasn't there. 6-4, 2-0 in favor of Lux. They take the series in 2. It's going to bring us to our last matchup of the night. That is going to be Front Row Gaming, who is, if I'm not mistaken, might be going under another name change.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know, right? Front Row Gaming and Strike Zone. So, this is going to be an interesting matchup, in my opinion. This is going to be 2 teams that I'm pretty familiar with. 2 teams that you're pretty familiar with now, too. We mentioned Codeine from the last stream. We mentioned Eludify, Claps, a few other players for that Front Row Gaming team. And then we got Strike Zone, who has a plethora of talent that, we'll be able to spectate. So, it's going to be a decent 5th and final matchup of the night.
Hopefully. We've got a 5v5 and main rosters coming, because again, both, as you mentioned, both of these teams have a lot of potential, and I'd love to close it out on a good one. We've had some one-sided matches, we've had some comebacks, we obviously had the forfeit in the first game of the night, so this is where we're at.
With much luck, we'll have that 5v5. But before we get these guys in the lobby, I'm going to take a short intermission. We're going to be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty, we are back live for some Meseeks Mobile Mayhem qualifiers, events, games. This is the last series of the night. We've got Strike Zone taking on Front Row Gaming. We've already got 3 players for Strike Zone in the lobby, and we've got 4 for Front Row Gaming as we are about to see this best of 3 start up. It's going to start off on Hardpoint Firing Range, followed up by a Search and Destroy, a Meltdown. We're lucky enough to see a game number 3, which I'm hoping we do. It's going to be a Domination Raid. Map bans and gun bans, Front Row, Ops to ban, Hackney Yard, Hardpoint, as well as the QXR. Strike Zone, Ops to ban, Hardpoint Summit, and PP-19 Bison. Alright, so we will start in S&D with Front Row up 1-0. As I am reading, it looks like Strike Zone had screenshots issues last week, so that's super tough. Nonetheless, we'll have a best of 3 starting off on Search and Destroy Meltdown. Won't see the Hardpoint game as it looks like screenshots are going to prevent Strike Zone from producing 5. Anybody I should be worried about, Washi? That's a great question. Probably the only team that I would, have on an alert radar. There are several teams that are really good, but one team that really sticks out is going to be Operation 34. They are probably the most qualified team at the moment, but XRK looking pretty decent. Community, when they play collectively, look pretty well. It's hit or miss occasionally for the rest of the teams. Front Row Gaming looking good, and Strike Zone looking pretty good too. So we're going to see these guys fight it out here in game number 2 as we won't see a hard point here.
Yeah, it looks like we're just waiting on a player from each of these teams to join on in. It looks like we got a Ludify there. Pretty strong roster over here on the side of Strike Zone, who's been unable to find the success we'd like to see out of them. Not that they're necessarily doing bad, they're just pretty far down in the standings compared to where we'd expect to see them.
Absolutely.
I mean, Vitali, Saints,
yep.
Solid players.
Jesus saves you. I don't know if he's on anybody's roster. Yeah, he's going to leave. I was
he's on,
Trovo Mayhem.
Trovo Mayhem.
I know this isn't like a regular tournament. We're not having subs in the mix, so definitely not going to see Jesus in this game. Crazy though, because Codeine was actually on that LA gaming team that Jesus was once on, so definitely has ties with Codeine, who is also now G-String. Washi,
yeah,
I'd have to agree with you there.
Hopefully we'll get our last player loaded in so we can get you guys into the game here pretty soon. Yeah, Washi, so I've heard, but I have not got to see them play yet. Their opponents decided not to show up today. So, didn't get to see them today. I think they had a bye on Monday, so I haven't had the pleasure yet.
And what I'm reading in group chat, we are going to see a 4v5. Yep, there we go. 4v5 on the S&D. Yeah, change that game mode. Hello. Don't forget to close out the spectator slots. Search and Destroy on Meltdown. 1-0 in favor of Front Row, as Strike Zone going to be in a bit of a disadvantage here in the Search and Destroy too. So obviously they didn't play the hard point. The 1-0 is in favor of Front Row off the backs of that forfeit. So opting not to play the hard point is probably a better use of time, in my opinion.
It probably is. It gives them a chance to hopefully clutch up the 4v5 in Search and Destroy. Maybe by then they can have a player make it into our final game of the night, would be Domination, if they're able to win the Search and Destroy. So it's going to be a long, hard battle to do so, especially up against did you say they did change their name again? Is this
No,
what's
no,
going
no.
on
It's
here?
I got false information. Echo was talking about it in chat earlier, and I kind of ran with it without looking at the context, and I was wrong.
So it's still front row.
It's still front row gaming.
Okay. All right, I dig it then. So, front row, pretty solid performance in the last time we saw them play. They do have Sped from Vitro, so looks like we're getting a restart.
There we go. We're gonna see if we can get everyone to load in a second time, as the first time unsuccessful. Quite all right. As soon as we can get everything figured out on that end, we will get you guys in the action. I'm sure there was a disconnect there. Yeah, it looks like one of the Strike Zone players actually completely disconnected from the game. You know, he's not even in the lobby at the moment, so...
Maybe he said, you know what, guys? I'm out. Good luck.
And for that reason, I'm out. Goodbye, guys. Y'all have a good night. Oh, man.
Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully it's just a disconnect and we'll get him back in here and at least get the 4v5 underway for you. Search and Destroy, one game mode that you can really get by being down a player, especially if you have a decent sniper presence. So we'll have to see what they bring to the table here as we move forward and hopefully get that last player loaded into the lobby.
Yep, as I'm reading from Echo, Echo says Saints Wi-Fi crashed. I don't know
Neat.
how he knows that fast, dude. If his Wi-Fi crashed, obviously, it'd probably take him a minute to even relay that
Text on
information.
the phone.
Yeah.
Text on the phone.
Yeah. You got Saint's number saved, Echo? Is that what's up?
Well, no, but I mean,
I'm kidding, bro. I'm kidding.
if your Wi-Fi goes down and your phone just connects to the 4G or whatever, you know, 5G.
Echo I was obviously kidding, bro. As soon as my Wi-Fi crashed the other night, I picked up my phone and I messaged from 4G as well. So, game number 2 of this best of 3 about to start up. Game number 1 technically. Search and Destroy a meltdown, the 1-0 in favor of front row on the backs of a forfeit of the 4v5 and hardpoint. We are going to see Saints showing back in the lobby momentarily as their Wi-Fi crashed. So as soon as you know, I know that's probably what, a 3 to 5 minute process. That should you know, if they were able to you know, come up with a 5th player, would they even be allowed to join?
I don't think so, no.
That's tough, dude. That's so tough.
It'd be kind of like buying time, you know what I mean?
It would be pretty convenient.
Frowned
but-
upon.
Yeah,
Be
yeah,
pretty
obviously,
frowned upon.
yeah. Now we got 2 players from I don't know where coming through. Don't know who these guys are, but they are ready to rock and roll. Look, they are not questioning it.
Well, not the matchup we're here to see.
You know what? I
unfortunately.
was, you know, I love the enthusiasm. That's all I could say. The enthusiasm from the 2 randoms who joined and readied up. They didn't even question it. Not even an opportunity to unready. They just came in, readied up, ready to go. Oh,
Hey, more power to them. Maybe one of these days. Maybe one of these days you randoms will make it.
now we're seeing a ton of randoms come through. What is going on?
Team Randoms is here to say, you know what, Strike Zone? You guys aren't good enough. We need to fill in for you. Now we've got nobody from Strike Zone, so is that,
I think that is.
Yikes! Saints got banned.
How does he receive? How does one receive a 1-day ban like that?
It happens. Happened to Little B once. Apparently a bunch of players reported him for being too good.
Oh my, that is so interesting. 1-day ban from rank, but it banned him from the game for 1 day. Did Tribe won? Yes, AU. AUB 130. Yes, Tribe won. Tribe did one.
Tribe did one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, actually,
Tribe-
we won't see. Yeah, that sucks, dude. That is tough. 1 day banned from rank is going to actually result in him randomly getting kicked from the lobby as well. How does that even?
Happened to Little B2 one day.
That's tough, dude.
Yeah.
Wow, very unfortunate for Strike Zone. That is going to be a 2-0 in favor of Front Row Gaming, I'm assuming, or y'all going to try and get this schedule?
Everybody's gone.
Well, yeah,
Both teams are gone.
Oh, definitely going to be gone. But are they going to? Do we reschedule this game for the future, 1-0, or do we 2-0 in favor of Front Row Gaming? That's the. I'm assuming the latter of the two, which would be the 2-0 in favor of Front Row. All right, nonetheless, that's actually going to bring us to our conclusion. So, did Tribe won? Yes, that's where we're going to end off on right there. DeiNomine, we're actually going to pick up all the rest of the action in week 4 on Monday. He will be back with us consistently throughout the tournament series, and hopefully we'll have a better Monday and Wednesday next week.
Hopefully. I believe I'll be here with you on Sunday as well, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, DeiNomine going to be here, and if anything comes up over the weekend, dude, I've got the weekend off and no plans. So if any opportunities come up, I'm sure I will reach out to you. I hope you will do the same, because it has been a pleasure, dude. It's been a change of pace. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm looking forward to the future of the qualifier events as well as Sunday nights for us. So, guys, that's going to bring us to our conclusion. We will see you back for the Meseeks Sunday Showdown on Sunday, of course, at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. But for the qualifiers, it will be Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So, GG's, we shall see you next week.